Steps out, a dragon's might. Zodiac hums, we fit with pure light.
Crystal storm in a teacup. Feel the surge in your kneecaps. Diverse inspires, let markets merge. Family retires.
Numbers pulse, the moon is lit.
Welcome back to the number one altcoin show in all crypto. We talk about meme coins, we talk about TA, we even talk about star patterns and numerology and astrology because we're on that fucking level. Today, we're going to talk about the trenches, and also this is a special episode because my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Bill the Bull just got back from Base Summit, so he's got some alpha on that. So this is going to be a jam-packed show. So do me a favor, share this live stream out. Follow my boy at Late Night on Base. Follow me at the Verse369 and all that good stuff. Bill the Bull, what's up, my brother, and how you doing today?
Well, you know I'm doing well when I'm not in my car doing the stream. I actually chose to have the real setup so I can do some charts. It's bull run time, baby. Altcoin season's here. If you're still on the sideline, I don't know what you're doing because you need to be prepared because everything's about to go. And I think this is the last big run. Now I'm starting to believe, Chris, this next month or so, everything pops. And basically what I'm seeing is potentially that by the blood moon, they will be, Bitcoin tops or whatever. And I think you might just maybe have a dead count bounce at some point by the, March timeframe, February, January, and then that's it. So easy money, I think, is now. So lock the fuck in.
Yes, sir. I agree 100%. There's very well a good chance we start wave 3 on the charts, on most charts going into that blood moon. And then we'll get that wave 5 maybe closer to September. And then September. Wait, let me back this up. We'll probably have wave 3 going to the blood moon to September. And then we'll get that wave 5 test. I'm not saying we're going to go back up and retest it, but you'll get that last market pump. But you want to be here during that wave 3 pump because that's where you're gonna get the most gains. That was the point I'm trying to get across. And yeah, man, like you said, now's the time to get in. We got Ethereum going up to $3,500. And before we talk about what you're doing at Base Summit, I want to ask your opinion about this. Remember 4 or 5 months ago when everyone said Ethereum was dead, and we told all these guys they're full of shit? And then now everyone thinks Ethereum's the best thing since sliced bread. What's your opinion on that?
If Ethereum is the best thing since sliced bread, or the fact that these influencers are flip-flopping.
Influencers flip-flopping.
I mean, they're just they obviously don't know shit. I mean, I think you just got to kind of tune the noise. You got to start thinking for yourselves. If you notice on our channel, we never once said Ethereum was shit. We just said, the way we looked at it was it's lagging. It's lagging. But that's a good thing because eventually it's not going to lag anymore. And actually, people like Goo and you, we've always been saying, fuck Sol. ETH is going to have its time and it's going to flip it. And now we're seeing this whole market's all full of I think you guys know it's not natural. The people can release the news when they want. They accumulate it. They're not your friends. So when no one's talking about, that's when you kind of accumulate. And so I knew for a fact Ethereum was going to have its time. Just didn't know when. So it's nice to see that. And, the overlords aren't going to let it fail. So, any influencers who think it's not a good coin, unfollow them for sure.
I agree. And I want to make this crystal clear. You guys have saw my predictions. You saw Bill's predictions. We're right most of the time. And when it comes to meme coins, that is the little industry that we're really, really, really bullish on because everyone's at this point where they think everything's a scam. So I'm going to find the best vaporware coin that can absolutely run. That's why meme coins are so popular in this market. And there's some people that still haven't really got wrap their mind around it. And by the time majority of people wrap their mind around that, that's going to be in the market. And so the main point I want to come across with is the $1 billion Shiba Inu runner. It isn't going to be on Solana. It isn't going to be on SEI or any of these other layer 1 blockchains. It's going to be on Ethereum, where all the money's at. And that's why we've been paying such close attention to Ethereum. It's not dead. It's here to stay. It's being held back through planned product obsolescence. Ethereum's going to explode, and Base is probably going to be the #1 exchange to bring on normies. So that's it. That is why we are positioned the way we are. Bill's the guy on Base. I'm basically Ethereum maxi at this point. You got the deadliest combination. Bill the Bull, any thoughts on that before we move on?
Yeah, I think the next daily runner will be on not on Base. I think Ethereum as well. I think Base is going to be really good. There's going to be runners, but nothing compares to ETH. ETH is a global standard. There's no bridging to anything. People know ETH. So I think you need to pay attention to the ETH trenches. I love Base, and there's plenty of opportunities, which we'll talk. But the $1 billion runner is going to be on Ethereum, hands down.
Love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. And, quick shout out. Just want to say, let's see what we got. We got AYZ. Good to see you. Shout out to the Yi Army. I love the Yi Army. We'll do a little TA on Yi. I got mad love. Good to see Goo got in here. Yes, sir. ETH is king as always. And shout out to the King Project on Pulse Chain. Darko X. Good to see you. I don't know how to pronounce that. Aquila. Good to see you, my man. Crypto Nobody. Let's freaking go. And then the Lord Moa, yes sir. We'll talk about Moa in a second. I think it could be definitely a sleeper. So Bill, talk to me.
Yeah.
Base Summit, got to meet people. Saw Gary V, Brian Armstrong, all these guys. Tell us a little bit about the experience and what are some big takeaways you got from that meeting.
Yeah, so let me just share my screen real quick. So yeah, I was honored. I was one of a few 200 people who got invited to be there at the event. So it was cool. For those that wanted to kind of have a sneak peek as to what's going on, I was vlogging a bit before the stream. So there's me in my blue suit, trying to look fly to obviously impress the ladies. Actually, no, I'm married, so I don't know, I want to look cool. But definitely check out my Twitter. You can see some clips. I talked about what's going on, what the venue would look like, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So the biggest takeaway, though, it was an electrifying thing. Over 1.5 million people tuned in live. And what really was exciting, obviously, they demoed it. I've been in part of Base for a while, and I never really understood why everyone's so excited about it. I've tried out the app and all that, but it clicked for me yesterday. Gary V was on stage. He was being interviewed. Everyone knows Gary V. And it really just clicked as to what they're trying to do. And Coinbase Wallet's going to be huge. It's going to be your all everything app for the normal people. If their goal is to bring the next 1 to 2 billion users on chain, they're going to create a seamless thing where everything lives on this app. And they're bringing in social integration, social graphs. You can buy your shitters. You can buy anything, and creating this feed where everything is there. So I'm very bullish on Base. No doubt about it. It's the #1 layer 2. It's here to stay. And I think everyone will start, looking into the Base app, especially when the bull run's done. I think people are going to start wanting to get the world on chain and start having more time. So super bullish on all things Base and the new app.
Yeah, just to back up what you said, I have like half my money on Base. That's how confident I am on Base as well, because God, man, they got so much going on. So good stuff. Good stuff. Now, real quick, I just want to talk about what's going on with Ethereum, because we did get a breakout and we're actually seeing some really awesome trends. So I just want to talk about Ethereum real quick. And also, guys, please do me a favor. Those videos that Bill was showing you on the live stream, go ahead and check it out. Really great documentary. I was actually watching the entire time. I felt like I was at the event in of itself. And also hit the like, comment 3 friends down in each of those videos. Try to spread those out. Let's get our boy going viral. So yeah, good stuff, man.
The more viral I get, the more we can pump these things to the moon.
Yes, sir. That's a good point, man. If you guys get us going viral,
win-win.
We got a project you like, man. We can pump that thing to the moon, baby. Let's freaking go. So I just want to talk about Ethereum because we have an amazing setup. Now, when I just look at the chart, just doing some basic elementary grade school TA, what I'm seeing is we got a shoulder, and now we're starting to see a breakout from the neckline. So we're actually breaking out of an inverse head and shoulders. Now, if we look at that targeted move from that breakout, and I know I got lines galore right now, and I need my apologies. I really need to clean this up because I go a little too crazy with the TA sometimes. Basically, what that targeted breakout is telling me is that we are actually going to be coming up to all-time highs and setting to hit $4,000 a coin. Now, when ETH hits $4,000 a coin, I want you guys to pay special attention because that is when we're going to see meme coins run, altcoins run, base run. That is going to be your main indicator. And based on the setup and based on this breakout, looks absolutely awesome. Now, on the long-term scale, so just looking at the macro, we are starting to break out. Well, actually, we already did break out of a massive bull flag. Broke out 2 candle closes on the daily. And so what that's telling me is now that we're breaking out the bull flag, we're ready to rock and roll. So overall, across the chart, looks good. Before I move over to the ETH BTC chart, Bill the Bull, any thoughts on the Ethereum breakout?
Oh yeah, I mean it's here. Once you start sharing your charts, I'll show you some of mine because I've been like locked into my charts, and it's extremely bullish what you're seeing on ETH. And there's some few ETH coins majors that I am absolutely ready to show you guys, and I think the opportunity is about to leave. Well, for we'll get into it, Doge, XRP. But yeah, why don't you finish sharing your charts, and then I'll share some of my thoughts.
Okay, awesome, good stuff. And last thing I forgot, Bill, we actually just hit a golden cross on the daily.
Let's go.
ETH. So it's about that time. I don't know what else. If that doesn't prove to you guys that that's a breakout, then I don't know what will. So, all right. And then the last thing I just want to point out, since ETH is going to be the main thing we talk about today, here's something interesting that's happening on the ETH BTC chart. Now I'm going to go to a higher time frame, and then we're going to work our way down to a smaller time frame. So one thing I'm seeing on the ETH BTC chart, massive Elliott wave triangle. And so basically we had A, B, C, D, E. We touched point E. We broke down. And then that's what caused a little bit of a massive breakdown coming down. Now, what's interesting is we're coming back into this triangle. And what it's telling me is that there's a massive rotation going into altcoins. Now, if I come down to the daily chart, and most of you guys have probably already seen it, we're actually starting to bottom out. We're bottoming out right here. You can make a case for inverse head and shoulders, and we're starting to see this break out. But also the big thing I want to point out, right here, we're getting very close to a golden cross on the ETH BTC chart. So what that tells me is we're about to see a massive rotation into altcoins from Bitcoin. And if you're positioned right now, you're going to be looking really, really good because there's a very good chance that this was the bottom of the altcoin market. I mean, we got to look at some other charts. I know it's a little bit of a stretch, but this might be the bottom. And once we start to see this explode through, a lot of stuff on ETH and base is going to rip. So that was the other chart I want to point out. Bill the Bull, any other thoughts or comments before we move over to your charts?
No, I think ETH BTC is ready. I think Bitcoin dominance is dropping, and the charts are showing. I think Bitcoin, I think money is starting to move into the alts, and the charts of the other alts aren't lying. So yeah, I mean, it's time to be in the markets now. Like, there's not a long time. This bull run is not going on for like a year or two. Like, you'd be foolish if you think it's the next paradigm. You're going to be dumped on. So get in now, seriously.
I agree, man. And this time is definitely not different. It's like any other time. Yeah. The only thing different is the timeline's been pushed. It's just been pushed behind. That's it. Like, all these are going to crash. I want to make that crystal clear. We're going to have Absolutely. A 60-70% correction. So yeah, man. So that's all I wanted to show for the ETH BTC charts. Hey man, we're having a offline conversation. You found something really great about Doge, and curious if you want to share with us today.
Yeah, for sure. So real quick though, let me just kind of briefly touch on. By the way, I do a newsletter Monday through Friday. It's a 2-minute read, delivered straight into your mailbox. So if you guys ever want to check out what's going on in the latest in the Base ecosystem, subscribe to Based AF. Just want to have to shill it, One of the good things about being a host of a show, you can show whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. If you don't like it, start your own channel. You know what I'm saying? All right, anyways. All right, so real quick, forget all these lines. I know Goo gives me shit because it's not on dark mode, but yellow. This I just want to kind of briefly show this chart just to show you kind of where we are. This has been a over almost basically 3 years in the making. I repeat, 3 years of making consolidation triangle for Ethereum. And if you notice here in March of 25, the blood moon, it broke down. I repeat, the blood moon, it broke down. So everyone's thinking, oh my God, this is crazy. And naturally, that's super bearish. But what did I always say with D, Chris? When you have these patterns that break down, and then reclaim, that is the most bullish thing. It's called a deviation. And so if you notice with Ethereum, it deviated down to 1500 and then reclaimed it 2750, broke down again, tested 2112, and then boom, hasn't left it since. So not only do I think Ethereum is going to run, it's not going to go below, it's not going to break down past 2500. That's the whole point of these moves. If it would have done it, it would have kept this continuation downside. So this is a reclaim. And I've told people, most likely you're going to have a candle that breaks this area, just like it did with Yi. And because it's been 3 years in the making, the measure move of this triangle is 423%, which again leads us to believe if the breakout occurs, 423% from the breakout point, in my opinion, is the cycle top. And do you know what that number is? I believe it is, let me just double check. I know this chart's kind of whack, but whatever. 423% takes it to almost $20,000, which would be identical to what Bitcoin did in 2017. And a lot of people have thought Ethereum would be priced at the same as Bitcoin. So if that happens, your alts moon like crazy. So I think Ethereum is super strong, right? Now, the opportunity exists, and people are going to get too late. The opportunity that exists, and I've been, again, you should be following me. If you don't follow me, I don't know what to tell you, but I've been pushing this one for the last week. Anyone that's been wanting to listen, I've been saying, buy Doge, buy Doge. I don't care what anyone was saying, buy the fucking buy the coin called Doge. And this is the Doge chart, and I want to show you guys something. And right now, it's totally the money's in the majors. If you're new here, it goes majors. It goes Bitcoin, then it goes to the majors and the mid majors, and then the shit coins, right? That's how it always is. So right now, people, that's how liquidity flows. So I just want people to look at this. And I wrote this. And again, if you guys want to if you guys don't have money to really put in a big position, use leverage on a non-KYC exchange. We'll post the link below. But let's get this real quick. And let's say, hold on. All right. So this is a beautiful double bottom on Doge. And I said, case in point, just look at Doge. Exact same setup with multi-month double bottom that XLM had before it went parabolic last week. Class of Wyckoff accumulation about to get to 40-cent level. Traded before it breaks out with leverage on non-KYC exchange. So I have a link there. So, okay. So, Chris, I want you to look at this. This is a Dogecoin, right? Check out how it looks, double bottom. You have that image in your head?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me just show you something. Boom. This is the XLM chart. You see this candle?
Yep.
That went from about 23 cents to 53 cents.
Yep.
It's the exact same setup. Double bottom, about to go before it hits the top. This is Wyckoff accumulation. This is what happens in the expansion phase, and it happens quick. This is what's going to happen to Doge. I repeat, This is what's going to happen to Doge. And it's the exact same thing, literally the exact same thing. And it's a classic Wyckoff accumulation that's been out for months. And there's no resistance at all until the 43-cent level. And you might be thinking, oh, it's only 2x, not with leverage. If you go in with a 20-cent thing and you put in a little bit of size and it's about to break out, so now at 21 cents, this thing is a massive move. So this is telling me that it's alt season. Granted, how I'm not in XLM, I'm in XRP, but like this is the market that we're in. And so, yeah, man, I mean, I think everyone should be buying Doge. And if Doge runs like I think it will, your memes, it leads memes. And so memes are going to be up next. Now, the question would be what memes are going to run that are well below, you want to catch something at like 1 million to sell at like 200 million. Like, let's talk. But yeah, that's my analysis. It's exciting time to be in the trenches.
Love it, man. Great analysis. And I mean, hey, you brought up a great point with Doge. When that runs, meme coins are going to go crazy. That is like the number one indicator. Doge is like the S&P 500 Federal Reserve of the shitcoin venture capitalist fund and the meme coin space. So regardless of if you get in or you don't, and I'm probably going to get in and do a little bit of leverage trading, you want to pay attention to that, especially when it comes to meme coins. So, man, that is some great analysis. I definitely do agree with you. And when I was charting out Doge, I think I was getting a top for Doge right around $2. I need to go back and revisit the chart, but it's been about 6 months since I looked at it. So, yeah, man, awesome analysis and everything's looking good. All right, let's see. We got a couple more questions here. What's up, Fishing Joe? Good to see you. Hey, shout out to the Yee Army, dude. Yee. Bro, that's the main account. Dude, I love Yee, man. Oh,
They're
dude.
legit.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see altcoin season with Yee. I think it's going to go crazy, man. And Bill, here's one. You want to know one little special fact about Yee that you probably we're going to fucking flip Pepe. Fuck Pepe. Fuck all the other meme coins. Yee is going to flip it. Let's fucking go.
Let's go, baby. That's the mentality you have to have.
Yes, sir. And then Block, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Looking for a cook. All right, Block, drop some cooks down the chat, man. I'm always looking for cooks. We need chefs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, we need to take a look at the PTGC chart because it absolutely looks beautiful. So Moneybags, PTGC, best currency on Pulse Chain. Couldn't agree more. And then buckle up, peeps. Good to go. All right, man. Well, ready to get into the shitcoin trenches?
Let's go, baby.
All right. So first one I'm going to talk about because this community is rating our live stream as we speak. It's no surprise that we got to jump into Yee the Dinosaur and see if we got some updates going.
Okay.
So in the last live stream with me and Bill, we actually really broke this thing down and we were talking about the level it was at and just recouping on the analysis. What we're saying was we were sitting at about a potential dead cat bounce right here. And it was basically trading sideways. And we said, all right, now that's sitting here. There's no need to make any crazy moves. If you're holding, just chill. If you want to get an entry, we might come back down and test this trend line coming all the way back from when the project launched back in April 28th of 2023. So what am I seeing with the Yee chart? We're basically coming back down, retesting this trend line. If we touch it or confirm above it, that would be extremely bullish. It's nothing to panic as of right now. Now, I want to bring up some fib levels and check out some of the fibs.
Okay.
See where we're rocking and rolling on the retracement. So, sitting on the fib levels, what I do notice is we are sitting in the golden pocket and we're actually holding pretty strong. So, based off of where we're at right now, we're getting very close to a potential bottom, and this is a great load up zone if you're looking to make an entry into Yee. Overall, chart looks great. It's holding up really nice. It hasn't died like 99% of these meme coins and still looks good. Bill the Bull, any thoughts on Yee?
Yeah, I mean, like I told you on the last stream, you kind of have to let this chart play out. And if you want to be conservative, the time is not to get it when it's like in no man's land. So there's clear levels here. So right now, you see those 3 wicks to the downside. That's strong buying support based on the 45-degree angle. That trend line's been in place. Like I said, the only time I would worry with Yee is if it breaks down below and closes below this trend line. Like simply put, none of you guys can tell me that's bullish if that happens. Otherwise, you guys are drinking the Kool-Aid. I give you guys honest perspective. So if it was bearish, I would tell you guys, even if you guys are all part of the Yee army, I don't really care. But from what I'm seeing, this is still very bullish. Trend line's intact, and those wicks to the downside are getting bought up. It would be a good idea to start buying in if you're looking for an entry. You don't want to do it in between stage. If you want to have more of like confidence, then perhaps the next fib up, maybe the 0.0058 level. You see, not that one, the one above it.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, that would be a safer play if you want to play it a little safe, because if it starts closing there and it doesn't break, that becomes your new support, right? That is a key level of support resistance at the moment. It's been broken. So there's different levels to play it, but I think right now dabbling it in is a smart play. And like I said, there's no doubt that Yee has the potential to do massive numbers. It seems like the community is all about it, and those are the type of plays that you need a spot for this coming alt season.
Yeah, absolutely. And outside of the TA, I know we're like a very TA numerology matrix math intensive live stream, and we're also the #1 live stream all crypto. The big thing about Yee is the marketability to normies is huge. That's why Shiba did really well, and that's why some of these other meme coins do well. So I think what also gives it a little bit more of a kick another plus outside a lot of these meme coins is this could really get picked up by a lot of normies. Some of these meme coins I've seen, bro, my God, dude, I can't imagine some people actually buying. So they're not like kid friendly. You can't like get it. Like how I think about it is if you have a Happy Meal from McDonald's, you got a little toy. It's got to be all kid friendly, right?
For sure.
So, some of these meme coins, bro, they do not go into that, like Retardio and all that. That would never click well with the public. So that's also another factor I look at with viral meme coins.
You have to, yeah, 100%. And like I said, that's something I look at too. Yes, you can make money in the trenches, but you're not going to go viral for like, especially with such a saturated market. Like, I think one of the top meme coins right now that will still be one is SPX 6900. They're not making fun of anyone. They're just trying to go down the stock market. I don't own SPX, but I think it'll do very well because of that narrative. So if you don't have a narrative that the normies can, get to, like, you're kind of limited in your upside.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And real quick, before we get to the next chart, there are 206 of you awesome degens in here. You guys are probably like us. You're shitcoin venture capitalists, a little bit slow, like shiny objects. So do me a favor, share this live stream out, hit the like button. If we get if we get 100 likes on this live stream, I'll drop a gem. I got a cook I've been looking at. I haven't gotten into it. And I'll drop it for you guys so you can front run me because I'm that type of guy. So good stuff. We got some good numbers today, my man. All right. So we got that. Let's talk about PTGC, man, because I've been looking at this chart.
Tell me, what's going on with that?
So the chart right now looks like it's about to explode.
Okay.
The thing looks absolutely beautiful. This is a coin that got in at a 32K market cap, and we are sitting at $108 million market cap.
Let's go.
Now, one thing that I'm noticing on the micro, we do have a beautiful trend line that we are respecting. Let me make sure that doesn't extend all the way out. No, it doesn't. It just comes out here. So we had a massive dump, came up, bottomed out. We got a higher low. Got a confirmation. So typically 3 touches for a trend line is a good rule of thumb. Came back down, had that strong deviation coming down to the downside that Bill talks about a lot. And then right after that deviation, we got a massive pop. Now, looking at the chart right now, I'm seeing a beautiful cup and handle, testing out the neckline. So I'm going to get like the target move real quick. So cup and handle, and then if we were to break out of this cup and handle and confirm it, let me get rid of this. I got, like I said, man, my charts are getting atrocious. All right. So if we break out, we're going to test a local high at about 0.00543, which will put us at a 200K market cap? About 150K market cap. So overall, chart looks good. Now let's look at the MACD. So the MACD, Bill, we actually recently did hit a cross on the MACD. And then if I come down here, take a look at the RSI. What I noticed is the RSI bottomed out and created this rounded bottom. It's called a hidden divergence. So what that tells me is that we're getting very, very close to the next big move or the next pop. It's going to be happening soon based off of the cup and handle, MACD cross, and then the hidden divergence on the RSI. So overall, man, PTGC looks good. I'm predicting on Pulse Chain PTGC could hit anywhere from a $1 billion to $10 billion market cap conservative. Wow. Conservative, in my opinion. And that's because Pulse hasn't run and still sitting at $100 million market cap. Bill the Bull, any thoughts on PTGC?
Yeah, none. I mean, I don't own any. To be honest, I haven't really even given much of thought to Pulse Chain at all. But I think there can't be really any more room down to go. I think eventually it's going to catch a bid, and I think when it does, I think people just have to be patient. But it seems to me that if it does catch a bid, then this will catch a huge bid because it's proven very stable and very strong during this time of really nothing going on. Like I said, I'm not really paying attention at all. Pulse. The only things I own is basically I have a little PDI, but PWBTC. So everything on Pulse should do very well, this included. But yeah, man, I mean, I would honestly hate if I was a Pulse maxi and I was missing out on all these other gains. Wouldn't you? I assume that's why, why we say don't be a chain maxi, because that's gotta hurt, don't you think?
Yeah, man. Hey, it does something to you psychologically when you're holding something that isn't doing anything And then you look at all these other chains and you see these
Yeah.
guys winning. They get the next dog coin. They find the next utility vaporware coin, and it's going absolutely crazy. They got events and stuff. So, you never want to be a maxi. You want to be the lone wolf. You don't want to follow the crowd. You want to be the guy who pivots against the crowd. So I agree with you 100%, man. So
Yeah, so that's something that people need to keep in mind. No matter what it is, don't be a maxi because psychologically, and people are capping if they say it wouldn't bother them. It's gonna bother you, and that's where you really fuck up because then you probably lose a position that you've held for a while to chase something. It's just human nature to chase something that's moved, but then guess what happens? That eventually stalls out, and the one that you would have been in just goes parabolic. So it's best to be diversified, and so you don't have to face that.
yeah, absolutely. And the best part I love about these chains is when one chain's blowing up, the one is stalling. You go to the chain blowing up, get some gains. You pull a little bit in the chain that's
Exactly.
stalling, and then that one blows up, and then you get even more gains. So it looks good across the board. So good stuff, man. So is there any meme coins or anything you're looking at? I know you're talking a little bit about OKG.
Yeah. Yeah, let's look at some trenches because like I said right now it's major season. The majors are going to pop, but eventually money rotates. And like I said, I don't think there's a better play right now than Doge. And I've been in XRP since 220, and that's at 335. And like I think I told you on the stream, like I'm heading for $10 on XRP. People might have laughed at that, but like who's laughing now? It's not that far away in the chart. If it goes into price discovery, things can get silly, and it's about to go to price discovery. So I'm liking that. But let's look at some trenches. Dex tools. For whatever reason, my Dex tools are kind of fucked up. But the plays to be right now, there's a couple actually. I want to say one major on ETH that I think is going to do really well. And I also want to talk about two base memes that I think are going to be pretty good. So I think right now there is an opportunity to get into, let's see. There is an opportunity. Let's see, Bitcoin. All right. I really like, it kind of ran today, but I really like this coin on ETH, and I'll tell you why. Because not everything needs to be a shit coin, like lower cap, right? You can still make gains on other projects that have been around who are maybe mid-majors. I like mid-majors. You go in the size. I love what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Harry Bama, Osana, Inu or something. I'll tell you why. So forget about even knowing what the project is. I looked at this chart and I became bullish because I was just like, okay, let's look at this chart. Again, these are patterns. This has been a multi-year cook since July 23. It formed this asymmetric triangle, right? And it broke down. And this was the actual deviation here. Boom. And it broke down. I mean, you could kind of like draw it like this if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. It broke down. Everyone was screaming and crying. This was in January, and it broke down. Now, this is now what you call a deviation. So it's been out since January. Again, this has been out since August of 23. Multi-year cooks. All the holders who are still in have stayed. Everyone who cheated has been long gone, right? So these are why I love these ones. So it deviated down. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay. It didn't go to 0. It's now curling up. And then I saw this at I got in a little late, like 75 mil. And I was like, okay, these EMAs are about to line up. This is the exact type of move that SPX did before it went. If it clears this thing is clear skies ahead. There's no stopping it. And one thing I did notice too that I really liked, take a fib retrace and look at exactly where it retraced to, the 0.786, right on the dot. And I was like, so the market maker is definitely doing its thing because that's not by coincidence. And hitting these fibs, you draw this line, this thing is going to go parabolic. And I look at the meme, and it's actually kind of funny. It's like, super degens. It's just like a bunch of cult-like people. I think Murad owns a bag. But I truly expect, Murad at one point was calling this to hit $20, which would have been 20 billion. I'm not going that far because that was kind of crazy up here, and then it dropped. But it clears this thing just goes boom. You're going to see a move, not to that high. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this to 3 to 5 billion market cap, conservatively, 30 or 50x. Which size for a coin on ETH? This is a no-brainer. So anyways, this is the first time I'm talking about on the chain. But what do you think about this chart, if you had a guess?
Love the chart. Looks good. Definitely has a clear bottom confirmation, and it's getting ready to go to this next move. And then if you look at the stochastic RSI,
Yeah.
you're seeing it form like that little cup and handle movement. So what that's telling me
Yep.
is came up, got a little bit overbought, came down, sold down, picked back up. So usually that tells me a big move's coming very soon when I see something like that. So yeah, man, I love the chart.
Yeah, and not to mention, over 1.5 million in volume. So this is not just like, and with like 7 million liquidity. So this is like, these are the type of plays that whales want to play in. They don't want to play in the 2 million market cap where their move will pump the price 60%. It is what it is. 7 million liquidity is no joke. And 1+ million on Ethereum is no joke. And so for me, I look at this and I'm just like, to me, if you're bullish on ETH, or for any project, if you're bullish on it, you should always look at the ETH pairing. I think that's another alpha. And if you notice on a lot of these projects, the ETH pairing ratio is bottomed out. So this is the Bitcoin to ETH ratio. So you want to make sure it's on the bottom. So this just gives you more confluence that if you're bullish on ETH, you should be bullish on this because it's pretty much bottomed out. And if I wasn't holding this, I'd be holding ETH. Like I'm not sitting in stables at the moment. So if you want to get more ETH, you look at charts like this, and I highly recommend the Ethereum pairing. So as long as it holds this trend line, this thing is going to be printing me more ETH than I would just be holding it. So for me, that's the one play that I'm looking at that's somewhat high, but I think is going to make a run.
Love it. Nah, hey man, I give you A+ analysis, man. Looks good. And the funny story about Bitcoin, I think the founder of that token was he was smoking something on live stream, and that's the reason why it went viral. And then it created a community around that. And he fought Ben Armstrong in a boxing match. I don't know if you saw that.
Which one was? I don't know. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So good stuff. All right. Well, let's just keep it rocking and rolling because the trenches are so back, baby. And I know you guys like the small caps because Bill's more on the conservative side with the larger stuff. I'm more on the degen side with the smaller stuff, like sub 200K. You guys know how I roll. But I got to tell you about this one chart I think nobody's talking about, Bill.
Tell me.
The chart looks beautiful. So this was a hot meme 8 months ago, and now it's starting to come back. The name of this meme is Bobo.
Okay.
So I was checking out Bobo, and one thing that I learned from you are rounded bottoms. When you see a beautiful rounded bottom correction followed by another rounded bottom, that is extremely bullish chart. And so what I'm seeing with Bobo right now is that we're getting a big accumulation period coming across. And now we're starting to form a beautiful cup and handle right here, which is going to indicate a nice little reversal. So since then, during this period of time, I've actually been slowly loading up on Bobo. This is actually one of my bigger meme coin plays, which I don't have many, but this is one that I always like to have like a little safety.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? And taking a look at the MACD, and then let's take a look at the RSI. So the MACD, what it's telling me, after we had that second round of bottom, we did hit a cross. I'm going to zoom a little bit so you guys can see. So we hit that cross again. RSI started to bounce, which tells me the next big move is coming in. So this thing's sitting at $40 million market cap. If it were to return to all-time highs, actually, let me talk about the move from the cup and handle if we were to break out, and then we'll talk about all-time highs. I'm jumping around here, but man. So looking at the move, I'll probably put the hand neckline a little bit higher. So we'll probably pop up to about, get the line. I probably wouldn't say that high because we got a lot of resistance. So we would probably pop up to 50 and 1095. That's going to put us at about, I believe, $100 million market cap. Let me see. Yeah, about $100 million market cap.
Okay.
So overall, look at Bobo. I like this round bottom. And then looking at the all-time highs, this thing came up to about almost $233 million market cap. So yeah, man, that's one of my longer-term conviction plays in the market. Any thoughts on Bobo?
Looks good, man. Those rounded bottoms, you just cannot fade. Those rounded bottoms are the ones where you're going to get massive move. And again, we're at a stage where these rounded bottoms aren't, you can't just produce these overnight. takes time to do it. And that's where your violent moves comes. Like I said, that's going to be print. There's a lot that are on this chain that are going to print. You just have to have conviction and just hold. And I think that's the opportunity that you guys have. And I can't stress enough, like, you cannot be a bear right now. You literally can't. Please don't be a bear.
Yeah. Don't be a bear, but it's okay to be Bobo the bear. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. But I do got, like, if you guys want a little bit lower caps, I got a few that I can show you real quick, or at least, like, let me show you what I'm looking at on base. How does that sound?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Hey, you throw a couple out there, and I'll throw a couple out there because I got a few lower caps as well.
All right, so base is going to have his time, and like I said, there's a couple, but number one, Boomer. I'm just telling you right now, Boomer is going to pop. And again, if you don't believe it, men lie, women lie, charts don't lie. Remember that. This thing has been in a falling wedge since May of 24. Okay, you guys don't understand. Things that have been around for multi-years are bullish because they would have died a long time ago. So you have 1 touch point, 2 touch point, 3 touch point, 4 point. I thought maybe Hero would break. It didn't. So you had this one down to 5, went to like 1.4 mil. And now it's about to curl up. This next move is what's going to break it. And you have a little resistance. I predict, and again, it doesn't take much for people to see, traders to come in. So this is about a 22x move, maybe. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, let's just say 28x from here. I've always targeted 100 million for this one. Maybe a little less, 80 to 100 million. So what's going to happen is this is at 2.3 million. It's going to probably hit this resistance here on the weekly. Plenty of room to run, which is around 6 million. Probably stay here, so you'll see some profit taking. And then the moment that comes, you're going to see all-time high. And all-time high was 60 million. Again, these are very liquid. These have been around for a while, and if you just need to take a fib extension now, how high it goes after this, things can get nutty. But on a conservative side, the 1.618 is sitting at 90 million, 87, 90 million. Typically, these are going to go. But obviously, we know we're in a massive run, so you could easily hit that, drop down to like 16, and then go to like crazy numbers. So I really like Boomer. And the last one, of course, that's a lower cap that I have been shilling because I just think it's obviously really good and there's opportunity. It's OKEG. And I'm telling you right now, this thing is about to pop 5.93 million. This thing probably has more of a cult tier community. This thing's already broken out of its triangle since May of 24, right? You have this asymmetrical triangle. Boom, 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 bam, it broke out. This was a confirmation. To be honest, I'm probably going to buy more. Look at this. Look at this curling up, 5.94 million. The measure move of this triangle, though, is 82x from here. So an 82x takes it to... It takes it up here, 7.9. I don't know what that is, but that from this level currently, that would be a 48x, give or take. And, again, you can't really fade a chart like this. Multi-year, volume comes, crazy. Maybe if you're lucky, you get a little dip here, but I doubt it. And what's going to happen is the moment it breaks this level, whatever this level is, it's around like 6 or 7 million, 7 million. It breaks this with conviction, then that turns into support, and then you never see those prices again. And actually what's going to happen is this is going to probably pop to the 1.618. If it follows ski, what's going to happen is it's going to pop to about 30 million market cap, drop down to about like 7, and then it runs to a couple hundred millions. So I truly believe right now OKG is the best meme coin on base that's sub 10 million. And I think Boomer is number 2. So those are the two that I'm looking at.
And just to add to your analysis, Bill, if you guys look at the stochastic RSI, you saw that little cross, like it came down at the bottom and then hit that little cross. That's actually extremely bullish. And what's special about those charts was he was showing you on the weekly. When you get those stochastic RSI crosses on the weekly, not just the daily, it's almost go time. So man, you gotta be all excited, man. Like I got OKG, man. You sold me on the last live stream. I think it was at $2 million market cap, and it's holding up so well. So
yeah,
good stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna get into my ultra DGen plays because you guys love them sub 300K market cap shitters. So we'll give them to you, man.
Let's go.
All right, so I love this narrative. I think it's definitely worth a dart. It gets into The Simpsons. It gets into
yeah, you like this one.
crypto barns and all that stuff. So I got shill barn, man. I love this. I love this narrative. Um, so just taking an initial look at the chart, I'll be very honest with you guys. The volume is concerning. It's about 8.3K, and I see the same thing here. It's at a 241K market cap. So that's something to be very aware of. But keep in mind, this is like a sub $1 million coin. So it's one of those scenarios where you either believe in it or you don't. You don't need to do some crazy TA to figure things out. But the one thing I will say about crypto barn, we do have a trend line coming across here. We broke down from that trend line, so we are in crisis mode right now.
Yeah.
So if you do think barn's going to come back, this might be the time to get in. I definitely do want to see it come back, touch that trend line, and start to take off. But at this point, man, I think it's worth the gamble. I think the Simpsons barn is going to be one of the most popular things, especially when people figure out. I think overall it's a great narrative. So I don't want to over TA something with such a small market cap. Any thoughts on crypto barn?
If I'm being real, I'm not a fan. I haven't been a fan as much as you have for a while. A couple reasons. Definitely not a fan with this chart. If it breaks above, back, and reclaims it, then yeah, we'll talk. But the reason I'm not a fan of it, and this is just my personal opinion, whoever runs the Twitter, it just seems, I took a look at it, just seems like the most complete noobs in the world. And it didn't have that level of excitement of like how a crypto project, like Yi does it right. The Yi army, the Yi Twitter, perfectly done. The community is great. I didn't see that at all with Barn. Now, maybe that's just me. I'm not hating, and I hope it prints for you guys. But if it breaks this and goes back to the upside, then I'll pay interest. But honestly, man, like I guess for a dart is okay, but like the Twitter game needs to step up, man.
I agree 100%. I think that's actually a good point, because I was talking to a few people about that. Last time I checked, they were focusing on some like trading bot or whatever. And I was like, guys, what are you doing, man? Start showing this thing, dude. Show like a crackhead.
Exactly. So. That's what a community. That's what a meme coin's about. Like, don't be a utility project. That just shows like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, 100%. Okay, good stuff. And then, man, the last thing I got to show.
Show it, baby.
Poleshain, baby. King on Poleshain. I am perma bullish on this chain. I love King on Poleshain. So just looking at the chart right now, coming across, we do have a triangle forming, came back down, broke down out, and we're basically retesting this trend line. Now, the reason why we're having that breakdown is because what's going on in Pulse right now is a massive whale is selling out of Hex. It's about, I think it was like $10 million worth of Hex, dude. It was crazy. But
wow.
Poleshain right now is going through a mass capitulation. And so because of that, a lot of these charts are getting hit really, really hard because of Hart's Law. Yeah. So overall, just looking at the chart, I know it looks really, really sketchy right now because we always talk about these trend lines. Me and Bill are big about trend lines because it's the easiest indicator to follow. But this is one of the few exceptions where you got to kind of look at the macro environment and say, all right, Poleshain's going through some growing pains. That's part of the reason why all the charts look really, really tough right now. So overall, I like King, 160K market cap. I do think this thing's going to go to 10 million. We've been talking about it. Shout out to my boy Goo God. This is his project. That's my homie. I got his back until the day I die. All that good stuff. And last thing, as for some predictions for our first move, one thing that we were talking about is King coming up to the 5 zeros and the 239. So for that first move, if we start to get a breakout, we start to see Poleshain run, that's going to put it at right around a $1 million market cap. So that's something to look at if we start to see this thing run. Bill Bull, any thoughts on King?
No, I mean, I think King is going to be good. I think Goo's a dope dude. I think, the chart looks good. I would like it to kind of reclaim it back and get it. You never know with these macros. Like I think Goo obviously has the best intentions, but he can't control the chart. And at the end of the day, he once told me the thing too. The best form of marketing is number go up. So you can like everything, but let's just see what happens. But I think, with Hart's Law, if this reclaims back up, it will definitely be very bullish to see.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Good stuff. And shout out to Ryan Saint.
Yes, Ryan, my boy. What's up?
Good stuff. Good stuff. He's watching on YouTube live.
Let's
Appreciate
go,
you,
baby.
homie. Could you chart Chosen, Bill the Legend?
Do you have the so send us the because he's a homie, I'll definitely do it, but it's a really low cap. Oh, Abdullah, what's up? Did you know Abdullah's girlfriend? She like predicts things. And I think it's actually like really good. Like I believe in all that stuff. Like she can think of things. She doesn't even know crypto, that she gives good advice. And I remember Abdullah said something about PDI pegging this year to $1. So that was pretty dope. And like I don't know, it's just really cool to see. But yeah, Ryan, if you're watching, send us the link of the chart and I will take a look. Because you're a homie. Typically though, for a super low cap, nah, but for you I will.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. And while we wait on that, one thing I will say about medians, man, mediums are crazy because I've seen so many of them do some crazy
Really?
predictions. Oh my God. Like there's one time one of my friends went to a medium and we thought it was like stupid. So we're like, all right, let's go get a prediction. And this medium was like looking at his energy or whatever. And she was like, yeah, you're going to be sick in about 12 months.
No
And
way.
then he's like, yo, get the hell out of here. Literally 10 months later, it wasn't exactly, when I say 12 months, yeah, it wasn't exactly 12 months, but 10 months later, the guy went to the hospital and he was hospitalized for 2 weeks.
Are
Like,
you
yo,
for
that stuff
real?
is, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Dude.
Craziest thing. So I don't know, man. I get scared of medians. Like, I'm kind of 50-50 on believing them, but also I don't want to piss them off so that they don't like cast a hex on me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Dude,
So
did you hear
run that.
did you hear
What?
about the it was recent news. Did you hear about the there was like a ghost hunter who there's like a 1960s doll that everyone says was very haunted and it's in a glass cage and they said do not remove it, don't touch it, it's truly haunted. And this guy is like took it out of its cage and was doing like a travel tour with it and he ended up dying like a month after. And so it just and he's like 52 years old, like out of nowhere just died in his hotel room and people were saying it was the curse of the doll that they specifically said is haunted and it's been in a cage not to touch. And I believe it, man.
Yo, that's nuts, man. That is freaking nuts. Yeah, that like stuff like that. I feel like you got to kind of take seriously because when it actually does happen, man, it blows your mind. All right. So he just sent this here. Let me see if we can pull it off a Twitter chat because we can't pull it off of here.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. So just want to give a shout out. Wait, is it? It can't be the 7.5K market cap. Like Ryan, my boy, I love you, man, but like no Diddy, but like that's like, is it like okay? Yeah. So Ryan, listen, I respect it, but like, dude, 7K market cap, like I didn't realize it's that small. That's small, dude. And so, I mean, we can't even like, yeah, dude. I mean, listen, I think you need to get volume. You only have $148 of volume. So listen, you have to get people to be interested in buying it. The chart actually doesn't look too bad, but like you have to understand the moment that it pumps a little bit, it's going to get sold off if you don't bring volume. So you have to get that up somehow. If you're able to, the quick TA I will do is if you're able to get up to this level up here, this is what's going to happen, Ryan. This is not going to be bullish until it breaks and holds this level right here. You can get up to.
Can you share your screen real quick? Sorry, it's not.
Sorry. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. So yeah. So basically, what I was saying, Ryan, is like this is not that bullish at the moment. You have too little market cap. You have no volume. But we will become bullish, and people will take notice. Is first of all, you have to get to this level, 233% move, which would be like 20K. I don't know what it is, 22K. Like you have to get it. What's going to happen is it's going to hit this. It's probably going to get sold off. If you decide, if it ends up making this as support, then you're going to make a next move up and then we'll see. But your work's cut off for you, man. I know you're into this project and I want you to win, but like you have to do a little bit more work. Cause like, if I'm being real with you, man, this is not healthy, but I have a bag. I'm never going to sell it. So, YOLO, ride or die. And I want you to win, but we need to get this volume up and make some more moves.
Yeah, man. I definitely do agree with your analysis, man. And he was saying that it's $70,000 market cap.
Okay.
But
That's a little bit better. I don't know if that's the same chart though, but still, it's still low. But like that makes it a little bit better. 7K market cap's like ridiculously low. So 70, if it's the same chart, let's actually see Dex Trader.
yeah, so I think it said total market cap under that one, and then had a separate market cap. I don't know why Dex Tools does that, but regardless, I do agree with you that with your analysis. And the one big thing I will say about those low cap shitters, well, the one thing I'll say projects. I'm not calling your project a shitter. Nah, I get really bad with words, man. This is why I do engineering. So the one thing I'll say about the low cap gyms is it's either you believe in it or you don't. If you get into that, a lot of people want to do TA on those, and it's really, really difficult because you can have a massive buy and then all the TA goes out the window. Does that make sense?
No, exactly. But you know, if anyone can make this happen, it's Brian. He's super loyal, day one, fan or a friend actually of the show. So, like I said, Ryan, obviously, the moment you start getting volume and pushing out, I'll definitely start talking about it some more. But yeah, you might want to figure out why on Dex Tools it does that. But yeah, man, let's send it, man. Let's get some volume there, and we'll see each other at the summit, On-Chain Summit. Also, I think Abdullah wants to chart Bob. Were you down to chart another one?
Yeah. I think that'll be our last one. Do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
It doesn't matter.
I can do it real quick.
Bober.
I like this narrative. I mean, last time I checked, we had to go through some growing pains with this, but I still like the Bober narrative. I see the community still shilling. I still see the PFPs and all that good stuff. So
I like it too, but for whatever reason, like this sell-off, like it has to be a lot of the core holders sold things. Like it's not. There's levels for it to bounce, but it kind of like. And I respect the main dev. I know is not selling, but like I don't understand the price action, to be honest with you. I really don't. So I guess you kind of have to let it. It's like one of those situations where it's like kind of have to let it see and play out and see. You know, that's why longevity matters in this space. The longer it is, you know, you've rinsed out the weekend. So, but yeah, what are your TA showing for Bober?
So we had this trend line back about, what was that, like 3 months, 4 months, and we had this massive buy wick, and the wick filled to a T. So that's good to see in the beginning. Then we started to see a sell-off, retested that trend line, came in, broke down, and then here's the concerning part I see with this TA that I really don't like to see. It's this wick right here. So what that tells me is, it came down. We had a whale capitulation here, dead cat bounce, and then once we came back to that trend line, a bunch of people sold off.
Yep.
So what that tells me is a bunch of people panic, got out, came back down, and filled that lower wick down here. So chart, I'll be honest with you guys, chart looks kind of rough. And if you look on the macro, I mean, this is showing you a head and shoulders. So you got a shoulder on this side. I don't want to draw out per se, but we'll say this is a shoulder, this is a shoulder, and then this is a head. So extremely bearish. And typically when I see with these chart patterns, the bearish target at minimum is usually somewhere close to the all-time low. That's why I see with these types of projects. But because it's such a low cap, I probably wouldn't bank on it. So overall, chart doesn't look too good. One thing that I want to see is a couple of days just let it trade sideways. And then I also want to confirm, if you come over here to Twitter, that the community is least active. So if it's just going sideways, but the community is still extremely active, then there might be a case to jump in. But the minute this Twitter goes dead, I want to make this clear. The minute you see this Twitter go dead, the project's going to die across the board, and I will not touch it. So that's my analysis. Bill, any thoughts on Bober?
Yeah, man, listen, I tell it how it is, what I see it. Like, I think there's a lot of great guys in Bober. But it's super concerning, man. That wick right there is not natural. That's just a sell-off. It's basically a dead cat bounce. If it's going to take a lot to get back out there. Now, for sure, I hope it does. But I can't say buy back into Bober unless if it starts clearing. If it clears that level and it goes back into that zone, then it's massively bullish. But it has to do that before that. Otherwise, this is just no man's territory. So it's got its work cut out for him. I mean, it's going to touch again, but if it breaks that above, then I'll definitely be all in the timeline about it.
Yep. Agree with you 100%. So, yeah, man, we'll keep an eye on Bober. Potentially good meme coin, but for right now, I like OKG and I like Boomer for low caps, those juicy low caps. And then, hey, man, ETH low caps are fun as well. So, yeah, man.
For
Cool.
sure.
So I think we got everything covered, all that good stuff. Build the bull. Any last comments, thoughts, or anything else you want to cover before we wrap this live stream up?
No, I just think, like I said, the time to be in the trenches is now. Time to deploy your capital is now, and just let it be. Let's see what the next week holds. I know I mean, everything is just pointing to massive gains. XRP almost 3 something. Ethereum is doing its run, and when Ethereum tops, maybe I don't know where that will be. You're going to see a lot of rotation. So it's like time is now. Be in. And these type of things don't last too long, but I'm hoping this is the start of like a multi-month cook. But like, I don't know, the blood moon in September does scare me. So let's just enjoy what we can, take it day by day.
Yes, sir. Awesome. And hey, just gotta say, awesome live stream. Covered all sorts of array of
All of it,
shitters
baby.
from high caps to low caps. We even gave you TA on Doge and ETH. I think this is probably one of our best live streams when it comes
Totally.
to intensive information. So I'm definitely going to be playing this one back. But long story short, guys, altcoin season's here. Now's the time to get bullish, all that good stuff. And before I wrap this live stream up, just want to let you guys know, we've got a link down below. If you want to do some trading on Doge or XRP, use the link. I believe you get a $250 referral. Sorry, what was the referral deposit again?
Oh yeah. So you put in $2,000, you'll get a $400 referral. If you put in like 1,000, it's 200, and it drops down.
Awesome. Yeah. So if that's something you're interested with leverage trading, dude, check it out. It's a non-KYC exchange. Absolutely love it. Good stuff. And also, guys, please do me a favor. Follow my man, Build the Bull. Went to the Base Summit. Always putting that work, building connections, and the #1 podcaster on Base. And last but not least, if you like meme coins, you're slightly autistic, and you're just all around goofball, follow me at the Verse369. Till then, see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Run from the void, a flame awakens slow, cosmic strands in a quiet flow. Numbers hum through ethers, weave the verse ignites what souls believe.